Good afternoon. We're back with another episode of the Lord of the Rings LCG Progression Series, and this is a replay of the Escape from Dol Guldur quest. Still played progression style. It took 24 attempts to get a setup that I liked. This is it. These are the encounter cards guarding the objectives, and we have Theodred captured. 24 attempts. That's not that bad, honestly. We'll see how this game goes, but we've got 2 duds and a location guarding the third objective, so that's a good setup. And we have cannot play more than one ally. You gotta remind myself about this quest since I haven't played it for a while. Okay. I like this hand. No ally plays. Well, Wandering Took would be a turn 2 play, as would Celebrian Stone. Let's try this out, see how it goes. So I don't have anything to do turn 1 except quest. And I'm going to risk questing without readying Aragorn because I want to use Celebrian Stone next turn. So, see what the encounter deck has. It's a location, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 progress. Okay, and we're on to the next round. Well, do I want to move here? I don't really want to discard 2 cards. Yeah, I'll move to Enchanted Stream and then I'll just ready up and add threat. No drawing a card. And let's see, now I want to play Celebrian Stone. And I want to play Wandering Took, I think. Or do I want to wait and play Lorien Guide next turn? Save a resource for a test of will, perhaps? Let's do that. Just quest this way. The card is a Doomed 1 Surge location into another location. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 8. Do clear the Enchanted Stream, which is good. And travel to Mountains of Mirkwood, I need to reveal the top card. I still don't want to discard cards. I do want to get something out of staging, though. Necromancer's Pass would be ideal. I could really use a Northern Tracker draw right now. That would be fantastic. Well, let's risk Mountains of Mirkwood. Reveal a card. It's another Mountains of Mirkwood. Okay. Well, on to the next round. And now I can play Lorien Guide for 3. And I can quest. And let's see, should I use Aragorn's resource here to ready him up? I'm pushing my luck not having anyone ready for a while. I suppose I could take an undefended attack depending on what the enemy is. I'm really hoping for a treachery card that I can cancel. Let's risk it. So I do get 1 progress on the location when Lorien Guide commits, and the card is, when revealed, each player must choose and exhaust 1 character he controls, so I would have been exhausting Aragorn anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 4, 8, 9. Oof, don't clear the location. This enemy will engage, attack undefended for 3. Alrighty. On to the next round. Well, that's good draw. Although I typically need Gandalf, sneak attack Gandalf for the Nazgul. But in this situation, I think I may lose if I don't use it. Yeah, so I could Gandalf and kill this king spider and then make some progress on the quest. Hopefully, when I go searching for a card, I can get a Northern Tracker. I think given what's on the staging area right now, Northern Tracker is my path to victory. And so I need to play as if I will draw it, because if that's my path to victory, then I need to plan in case I do get my path to victory. Wouldn't do me any good to say, oh, I hope I get Northern Tracker, and then not save the resources to play it. So if I played Unexpected Courage this turn, for example, I would not have the resources for Northern Tracker next turn. So I think I need to only spend one resource this turn, so that if I do draw Northern Tracker when I clear this location, I can play it next turn, which will really help me to clear these quests out, or these locations out. So let's just sneak attack Gandalf. That's why I'm only sneaking attack Gandalfing and not playing Unexpected Courage or Wandering Took this turn. Though I likely will still be forced to play a Test of Will if a nasty Treachery card comes, but let's deal the 4 damage. Which phase do I want to sneak attack Gandalf in? The questing phase, so I can quest with Gandalf. So the sneak attack Gandalf during the questing phase, and then let's quest and hope for the best, since I do need Aragorn's 4 committed to the quest. Well, do I actually? Let's think about this, because when I know I'm committing Lorien Guide, and that will clear the location. And then I can search the top 5 cards of my deck. There's Northern Tracker. Great. Glad I planned for it. Now, what am I up against? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I went for 4, 8, 9, or 4, 8, 9. An enemy coming will do some damage. No way around it unless I don't send Gandalf and just go 4, 8, 9. What if I went 13 to 2, 3, 6? I could make 7 progress. That's not enough. Not this turn. So let's leave back Gandalf and just go 4, 8, 9. And the card is Doomed 1, Cavern Guardian. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I make 1 progress. Don't think I will move to a location. I think I'll rely on the Northern Tracker. This enemy will engage. If I have it attack undefended, it's very risky. If it gets a +1 shadow card, it'll kill one of my heroes. But I could have Gandalf kill it if I did that. I don't think I'll risk it, though. I could have. Oh, well. Alrighty. Oh, wait. So, if that was my plan, then I needed to sneak attack Gandalf during the combat phase, not during the questing phase. That doesn't change anything else, though. So we just sneak attack Gandalf during the combat phase. Changes nothing else. And then at the end of the combat phase, Gandalf returns to hand. Okay, Steward of Gondor is a good draw. Play it and it pays for itself. And then I can play Northern Tracker. And I think I have to leave Aragorn active. To tank this enemy. That's rough. 4, 5, 6 is what I'm questing for. So I'm going to take threat. Let's see what it is. When revealed, choose 1 character committed to the quest and deal 2 damage to that character. Okay. So I take 2 threat. And this enemy will engage, and this is probably the end of this attempt on this quest. One attack will go on Aragorn. Defending player must choose and exhaust one character he controls. Well, everybody's already exhausted. So no damage, and then I have an undefended attack for 2, which kills one of my champions. So if I'd put the damage on the Northern Tracker from the Dol Guldur Orc, then I'd be okay. Let's see what would have happened if I had done that. Well, I can only play one ally per round, unfortunately. So I can't play Wandering Took and Guard of the Citadel. I'll play Wandering Took. And I'll also play Unexpected Courage. Well, I'll save it for Test of Will. For the quest, I will send those characters, adding 1 progress. Clears the location. And I will also send Aragorn and use a resource to ready him. And we've got, say, Doomed One Surge into a Iron Shackles. No problem. 1, 2, 3, 4 to 4, 8, 9, 10. 6 progress. And then we got attacks to resolve here. 1 on Aragorn. No damage. And 1 on Wandering Took. For 1 damage. Okay, well, we're limping along. So this is discarded. Can play Guard of the Citadel for 2. Unexpected Courage for 2. And then I will quest with, let's see, definitely Northern Tracker, definitely Lorien Guide. So that will clear out 2 locations. And it left play as an explored location, so I can search the top 5 cards of my deck for a card. Let's see here. Snowborn Scout's okay, but I think I want the combat power of Silverlode Archer. Alrighty, so I quested with those 2. I also want to quest with, probably going to be sacrificing one or the other of these this turn. I'll quest with Eowyn. Which one of these do I like more? Let's quest with Guard of the Citadel and also Aragorn, and I'll use a resource to ready him. So the card is Mountains of Mirkwood, 1, 2, 3 to 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, I didn't need to send that many. That was a mistake. It's 8 progress, so I'm on to phase 2. Oh, no, I'm not. I need to claim an objective first, and I'm not going to do that immediately because I want to clear out these enemies if possible. So let's go attacks. 1 on Aragorn. That is raise defending player's threat by 4. Okay. But no damage. And then choose and discard 1 attachment from the defending character. That kills the Wandering Took. And I'll use Aragorn to take out one of these enemies. I don't care which one. And on to the next round. So still only can play one ally per turn, but that's fine. I'll play a Silverlode Archer. And we've got... can claim an objective at any time. Gonna need to play Galadrim's Greeting next turn, probably. And then I'll claim it then, I think. When's the best time to do it? The Nazgul enters play, right? Take a look at this quest card. No, it doesn't enter play yet, so... I think the best time to play to claim the objective would probably be like the planning phase. So I can then quest and free my ally immediately. So let's plan on doing that. Is there any point to not just doing it now? Claim the objective for 2 threat. Then immediately move on to phase 2 and quest and rescue the prisoner. Seems helpful, right? Let's do it. Action, raise threat by 2 to claim Gandalf's map. Which then moves us into the next phase. After placing any number of progress tokens on this card, flip the hero. Yep, okay, so let's go ahead and quest. That places a progress. And the card is, I'm still hoping for something I can cancel with a Test of Will. Okay, there it is. We'll Test of Will that away. And we're at 1, 2, 3 to 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. 8 progress. And Theodred will be rescued with 1 damage. Still can't play more than 1 ally per round. But that will move the Nazgul into the staging area. And the threat is quite high, so it will engage. Okay. So I don't think I want to bother moving to either of these. The Nazgul will engage, and then I've got attacks to resolve. Come on, no shadow card. Good, okay, so 4 damage kills the guard of the Citadel. And then 2 damage on Theodred, or let's see, 1 damage on Theodred. And Aragorn can kill the Cavern Guardian. And we are on to the next round. So I don't have the resources to play Gandalf. I'll play Galadrim's Greeting. Or do I need to risk not playing it and play the Snowborn Scout and hope that I don't increase threat because I need a chump blocker? I think I'm going to have to do that. Play Snowborn Scout for 1 and that's it. Or wait, no. I have 5 resources, I forgot. I forgot about Theodred. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For 4 damage. This is actually tough. What cards in the encounter deck could raise my threat? If there isn't any, then I could deal with the Nazgul this turn. I deal 4 damage, I'd need 8 more. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Something like that. But it would require risk because I'd have to like just quest with AON or something like that. Very risky. But is it very risky if I knew the encounter deck better? Well, it's got a variety of Doomed 1 cards. A Doomed 1 card could sink me at this point. So maybe I need to play Galadrim's Greeting for 1, 2, 3. Lower threat by 6, and then maybe play Snowborn Scout as well. Put 1 progress there. And then when I quest with Northern Tracker, it'll clear out these other locations. That's the safest play. I'd like to do the risky play and deal with the Nazgul this turn, but I don't think so. So now I can quest with Aragorn, AON, and the Northern Tracker. Do I want to use Theodred for a resource? Let's see. Could I put some damage on the Nazgul this turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I can put a lot on it. So I just need a little luck. If the dude doesn't get a shadow card, that'd be great. I guess Lorien Guide wouldn't be too big of a loss. Let's quest like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the card is Dol Guldur Orc. Choose 1 character currently committed to the quest to deal 2 damage to. Do I need to Test of Will that? It's gonna kill somebody. I don't really want to lose any of these dudes. Let's Test of Will it. Cancel the when revealed effect. So it's 4, 8, 9 to 2 is 7 progress. But we don't advance until you have all 3 objectives. This enemy will engage, so I have 2 attacks to resolve. 1 against Snowborn Scout. No shadow effect, that's great. And then 1 can go against Aragorn, I guess. Defending player raises his threat by the number of enemies. Okay, 2 threat. Now, I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would deal 2 damage, or I can do 1, 2, 3. I think that's what I'll do. It's going to be really close when it comes to threat, because I need 2 threat for each of these, and I probably need Gandalf for damage. Oh, there's a Galadrim's Greeting. That's great. Okay, so I'll play Gandalf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Deal 4 damage. Then I'm just going to quest with AON. The card is Hummerhorns. That's terrible. It's going to kill a hero. I do make 3 progress. So the Nazgul can attack. Let's see how much I need. 8. So if it attacks Gandalf, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's fine. Okay, no damage on Gandalf, and then I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we are, well, actually first, sorry, I don't know what I was thinking here. Before that happens, the Hummerhorns does engage, and it's going to kill somebody, right? So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it kills Theodred. And then I have an attack by that as well, which can go on Aragorn. So the Nazgul attacks Gandalf and doesn't deal any damage. And that will not deal any damage to Aragorn. And then I can deal 3 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is just enough to kill it. Okay, Gandalf leaves. On to the next round. Still can only play one ally. And I may need Galadrim's Greeting because, yeah, I need Galadrim's Greeting here. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Or what? Sorry, it's only 3. Drop threat by 6. Then I will claim both of these objectives. For 4 threat, which moves us into phase 3. At the beginning of the quest phase, each player places the top card of his deck face down in front of him, and it is an orc card. Okay, and then I just quest with everyone. Spend a resource to keep Aragorn ready. And the card is Great Forest Web, so 4, 8, 9, 10, 11 to 2 is 9 progress. So that's a victory. So the one caveat in this victory is, and this is why this kind of thing matters a lot, is that I needed to place the 2 damage earlier in the quest on Northern Tracker instead of Éowyn. It was 2 damage from a Dol Guldur orc reveal, and if I placed it on Éowyn, then I could, or on Northern Tracker, then I could then take an undefended attack from an additional enemy and survive, and then go on to win the game. But I didn't decide that. I decided to place it on Éowyn, and then the undefended attack would have killed a hero. I just continued playing to see what would have happened, and it would have been a win. So it's important to pay attention to every single decision in this kind of quest, and I decided without really thinking about it, without really thinking what was coming, and it cost me in the end. But I'll probably post this. But let's keep playing. I'll get a new setup and try again. Alrighty, this is the setup, and it took me 36 attempts to get this setup, with Theodred being the prisoner. Get a hand. That's fine. So we've got Doomed 1, Iron Shackles, and a dud until the end of the phase. Raise the total threat in the staging area. And let's get started. Off go the Iron Shackles. And I don't have anything to play this turn. I'm just going to quest for 6. I think I have to spend a resource to keep Aragorn ready, though, to deal with this Cavern Guardian. So I'm questing for 6, and the card is a Dol Guldur Orcs. Up to 3 is 3 progress. This enemy's going to engage. And I'm going to take the attack undefended. It's a dud, so 2 damage, which I'll put on Éowyn. And then Aragorn can attack and kill the Cavern Guardian. And we're on to round 2. Would have liked to have saved that resource, but unfortunately I needed it. So this turn, should I play Unexpected Courage or save a resource for Test of Will? I think I'll save it for Test of Will. Let's go ahead and quest for 6. Dol Guldur Beastmaster, so 1, 2, 3 to 6 is 3 progress. And on to the next round. Now I can get out Steward for free, or it pays for itself. I'll also play Celebrian Stone. And Unexpected Courage. So let's quest with both. Deal 1 damage to each exhausted character. That will just kill Éowyn unless I play Test of Will, so I guess I have no choice. 2, 3 to 8 is 5 progress. And can't advance until I have at least 1 objective card. Typically, it's not super good to advance with multiple enemies here. I'm not set up well at all. let's move on to the next round. That's good. I'll play it. There's no point in continuing to quest except to not take threat. So a quest for 6. It's location 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 progress. Should I bring in the Dol Guldur Beastmaster? I think I'll do it on a turn when I have both of Aragorn's actions available. Let's go next turn. So I could play Silverlode Archer, or I could play Guard of the Citadel and save resources for Longbeard Orc Slayer on the next turn. If I don't quest successfully, I'm gonna lose. So quest with Northern Tracker. AON 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what do I want to do here? Quest with Aragorn for 1 resource, I guess. I need to. So it'd be 4, 8, 9. I think I need this Northern Tracker available, though. That's the problem. To kill the Beastmaster. So let's try it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 4, 8. So I do make 1 progress. Each player must exhaust 1 hero to travel here. I don't want to do that. Let's engage the Beastmaster now. He can attack Northern Tracker. Or no, well, he'll attack Aragorn. So 2 shadow cards. Defending player raises threat by the number of enemies. And that's a dud. So just 1 damage. Then I can deal 3, 4, 5, 6 back. Alright, on to the next round. Let's see here. Do I play Silverlode Archer? Should I save for Brock Iron Fist? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I need questing power? Not really. I think I'll just save my resources here. I'll quest like this and use 1 resource to keep Aragorn ready. Well, let's use the Unexpected Courage on that. I want to save the resource so I have enough for Brock. So I do make a progress on each of these, and the card is Dol Guldur Orc, so that's 2 damage to a questing character. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 4, 8, 9. Okay, in comes the Orc. Can attack Aragorn. It's a dud, so no damage. If I'd used a resource, I would now have the ability to kill that Orc. On to the next round. Valiant Sacrifice. That should be good. But let's get Brock out. And may as well play Galadrim's Greeting here. Before I get to the threshold where I'm engaging the jailer. Alright, now quest with Northern Tracker, which clears this location out. Next round I will move forward into phase 2. And we have, let's see, what do I want to quest with? Eowyn, Aragorn. That should be good. 8. 1 damage to each exhausted character. That will kill Eowyn and the Northern Tracker, and that will end this attempt, unfortunately. So I'll try one more time with a good setup. And then I'll probably just go ahead and post the video and come back to this quest at a later time. Alright, this time took a while. It took 63 attempts to get the right setup with the right prisoner. And the right setup is a dud driven by Shadow. Well, actually, that card would surge. Never mind, this isn't the right setup unless the next card is okay. It is not. This is not the right setup. Alright, so this time it did not go smoothly in the setup. The last couple of attempts were good, but this is just over 100 attempts to get this set up with the right prisoner. So let's get a hand. That's not a good hand. Mulligan. Okay. So these two are duds, and we got one location guarding the middle card. We're on to the game. So first turn, I may have to risk moving to Mountains of Mirkwood since I don't have the ability to get at Northern Tracker for a while, even if I had one. I want to play a Snowborn Scout first turn. Yeah, I think so. Let's play it. Put a progress and go ahead and quest with these two. For 6, it's 1, 2. Should I cancel that or just take the damage? Let's save Test of Will. I'll take the damage. So it's 4 progress. And then we're moving to Mountains of Mirkwood, which requires revealing a card, which is Enchanted Stream. Okay. Not that bad. On to the next round. Lorien Guide will be very good when I can get it out. I think I play nothing this turn. Do I even have anything I can play? Except Unexpected Courage? No. So let's go ahead and quest for 6. And the card is Cavern Guardian, which raises threat by 1. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 to 6 is 2 progress. Clears the location, which allows me to search for a card, and I'm hoping for Steward of Gondor. Okay, there's 2 of them. And the objective comes back. And I'll go ahead and move to Enchanted Stream. This enemy will engage, and I think I'll be taking that undefended. I don't want to waste a chump blocker on a 2 attack. So undefended for 2. And we're on to the next round. Not drawing a card. I can play Steward, which pays for itself. And I'll play Lorien Guide for sure. So let's, well, actually, that's actually a, if I play Unexpected Courage, I can have Aragorn defend and then kill the Cavern Guardian. Or maybe I need to use the chump blocker for that, because Lorien Guide, it would be 2 more turns before I could play it again. So let's do that. And I'll go ahead and quest with it. Quest. And let's quest with Aragorn, keeping him ready. He's getting additional resources now, so I should be able to afford to do that. So I'm questing for 7 against 2 is 5 progress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should I go ahead and move there? Well, with no Northern Tracker, I think I must. Reveal another card. It's another Cavern Guardian. So he will engage, and I got 2 attacks to deal with. 1 on the chump, and 1 on Aragorn. Alrighty, on to the next round. Well, Faramir's good. Longbeard Orc Slayer would deal 1 damage to... Oh, those aren't orcs. Those are undead. Okay. Do I want to play Faramir here? Or should I play something... If I played Longbeard Orcslayer, it could tank an attack. I think that's pretty important. I need Unexpected Courage as well. That'll be next turn. Faramir could tank an attack as well. Even better, actually. So let's play Faramir. And I'm going to quest with just Eowyn and the Lorien Guide. The card is Doomed One Surge into Beastmaster. So 1, 2, 3 to 5 is 2 progress. So I can look for the top 5 for a card. I'd like Gandalf and Sneak Attack, but I'll take Gandalf. And unfortunately, I'm at 35, so this enemy will engage, and that is likely to end this attempt. It is going to end this attempt, because I can only tank 2 attacks. Alright, well, I'm going to do a guide for this quest at the end of this video here. So I want to go over the strategy for beating this, if anybody is struggling with it. Typically, with this deck, I find that once I get a setup that I like, I will beat this quest maybe 1 in 4 attempts or so. Maybe 1 in 5, 1 in 6 sometimes, depending on how well I'm playing, how well I'm thinking about things. But there's a pattern to beating this quest, so I'll go over that pattern, at least in my opinion, the best pattern for beating it, although I doubt it is the only one. In setup, what you're looking for is 2 duds on these cards. So let's do a bunch of setups and you can see how many it takes. I'm just shuffling these back into the deck real quick every time I don't like a setup. Anytime I see 2 cards I'm going to have to deal with, I concede and try again. You can go very quickly online, which is helpful for doing the setup for this quest. Takes like an hour to get a good setup when you're doing this in person. So this is a setup I would be content with. This is a dud. This would go on the top of the deck, so I wouldn't draw a card the first turn. That's not that big a deal, and then I'd have to deal with Tower Gate. So I would play that setup. In the starting hand, I'm looking for Steward of Gondor. Test of Will is really good too. Guard of the Citadel. And of course, after you've gotten, when you've gotten a setup where you like the location, then you have to do the random prisoner thing with a random number until you get Theodred as the prisoner. So I would possibly just have to discard the setup and keep going until I get the Theodred. That's why I can take over 100 attempts or 20-something attempts or 30-something to get the right setup. It's tedious to do the setup, takes a while. But once you have the setup, let's assume that the random number generator picked Theodred for this one. 1 in 3 chance that it would have. If not, I would have had to go back and do it again. But let's assume that it did pick Theodred. For the first phase of the quest, all you're trying to do is survive and play allies. And the deck isn't super complicated. The decision making in this quest comes from where you put damage when there's damage to give, and typically you want to save enough hit points on a hero to take an undefended attack if you can, if you have the choice, as we saw in the first attempt in this video. And then other than that, you're just trying to play as much willpower and attack as you can on the board. And you're just hoping for the best, really. With this, I would have drawn Steward of Gondor first, which is great, so I would have saved and gotten it out. Now, once you've moved the quest along, you typically don't want to claim an objective until you are ready to move into Phase 2. You want to control when you do it, because when you do move into Phase 2 and place progress on the quest, you're going to rescue the prisoner, and the Nazgul is going to enter staging. And you may or may not be ready to deal with that Nazgul. So, you may wonder, when do I know? How do I know when I'm ready to move into Phase 2? Well, do you have a way to kill the Nazgul within 2 turns? If you do, then you're ready to move into Phase 2, and if you don't, then you're not ready to move into Phase 2. And typically what you need with this deck in order to kill the Nazgul in 2 turns is Gandalf. Either sneak attack Gandalf or just Gandalf. Sneak attack Gandalf is ideal, but you can make do with just Gandalf if you've also got a few minions on the table. Typically what you're looking for from the encounter deck in Phase 1 and what you're hoping for is you're hoping that you draw Northern Tracker and you're hoping that the encounter deck gives you a bunch of locations, which is what we saw in my first attempt on this. That's why I would have won if I'd placed the damage where I should have when the Dol Guldur Orc came out. But really, the reason that that attempt would have gone well is because I got a ton of locations in Phase 1. If you get enemies, you're going to get overwhelmed. You need to get locations from the encounter deck, and preferably with a Northern Tracker. And you notice in attempt number 1 for this quest in this video, when I knew I was going to be looking at the top 5 cards of my deck, I planned as if the best case scenario was going to happen. Because you don't want to be in a situation where your deck has been designed to defeat a challenge, but you failed to plan as if you're going to have that option available to you. If that's the only way you can win, is to get a certain card, then plan as if you're going to get that card and be ready for it. And it's not like some kind of like good energy thing, it's just practical. Like, if you've only got one way to win and you don't have the option to play that way to win when it comes, then what good is having it at all? So know what's in your deck and plan for the card that you need to win if there's a limited path available to you to win. And then, well, it happened in the top 5 with the after the Mirkwood path was cleared. So that was the key to that attempt and why it would have gone well if I had made that one decision differently. That's what you're hoping for in Phase 1, locations and a Northern Tracker for yourself. Steward of Gondor / Celebrian Stone can help get that Northern Tracker out in a timely manner. Then you can clear things out and sort of go through Phase 1 at a leisurely pace, getting set up and waiting for Gandalf to come. And once you've got Gandalf, then you can go ahead and just claim the objective during the planning phase, move on to Phase 2, engage the Nazgul, and then you need another lucky thing to happen, which is, generally speaking, you need shadow cards to come that don't have a shadow effect so that you don't have to discard an ally. And then preferably Gandalf will tank the attack, or you might have a chump blocker do it and you'll use Gandalf to kill, because you will have usually used Gandalf's damage on the Nazgul, and then you use Gandalf to kill the Nazgul along with whoever else is available, hopefully in one turn, but 2 turns is okay, although it's risky. And then at that point, all you need to do is get the quest. Typically, if you've gotten to this point where you've just killed the Nazgul, you're doing okay, and you're probably going to win, unless you're in danger of threading out. You're probably going to win, because all you need to do at that point is clear the quest, Phase 2. And then this last part is very important. You don't want to claim these objectives too early, because at the end of each round, the attached hero suffers 1 damage from the Shadow Key. And at the end of each round, you raise the threat by 2 when it's attached. This objective is always going to be the one you want to claim first, because attached hero cannot attack or defend is innocuous and doesn't matter at all on Eowyn. She's just there for questing, so we don't care if she can't attack or defend. So that's the one you want to clear to get through Phase 1. And then Phase 2, what you want to do is wait until you are in the planning phase and you have 15 progress on the quest already, and then you claim these objectives, and then you win in 1 turn. That's always, always, always the way to play the final stage, in my opinion. You never should claim these objectives and move into Phase 3 after the quest phase is already over. I would say that is a misplay every time. So once you've gotten the 15 progress, odds are you're already set up to deal 7 questing progress in 1 turn. Once you get to the point where the Nazgul is dead and the caverns have 15 progress on them, if you're not threading out by claiming the objectives, you're going to win. So you claim the objectives in the planning phase, which then immediately moves you into Phase 3, which means when you place a card here for the Orc card, it doesn't matter. You're never going to have to deal with it. And then you simply quest, place the final 7 progress, and you're done. the keys to this quest are phase 1, you need a good setup, which is tedious to do and takes some time. But once you do it, you should find a pretty reasonable win rate, if not 1 in 4, at least 1 in 10 at the most. And then you do not transition into phase 1 until you have a way to deal with the Nazgul, which is almost always going to be Gandalf. And once you do, you can claim the objective, rescue the prisoner, and deal with the Nazgul in one turn. And if you've done that, you're probably going to win. And it may take some attempts to get to that point. I do recommend this deck for this quest. I found it, as I said, a reasonable win rate. Once you get the right setup, this is not the hardest quest in the game. The hardest part of this quest is getting the right setup. And really the hardest part of that is figuring out what a good setup is, which just requires trial and error. Like, okay, I'll try this setup. Oh no, that's terrible. Okay, I'll try this new one. Oh, that's terrible. So, in my opinion, the good setup is 2 dud cards and 1 legit that you have to deal with. I consider Iron Shackles a dud card. But if you get 2 duds and 1 you have to deal with, preferably a location. Although a minor enemy you can deal with, such as one of those small guard dudes, you can deal with that by taking the damage undefended and then killing it with Aragorn. That can be acceptable. But typically what you want is 2 dud cards and 1 location. And Tower Gate can often be a good one because of Snowborn Scout. You can play Snowborn Scout and clear it immediately. 2 duds and 1 location. Then you're hoping for locations during phase 1. And then you're hoping for Gandalf, along with maybe 1 or 2 allies that will help you deal with the Nazgul in 1 turn. Or possibly 2, although it's risky. And then you just need some luck. You need to not have the exhausted characters damage come a few times. You need to not have Hummer Horns come at an inconvenient time and so forth. But really, the difficult part is getting the setup and getting locations off of the encounter deck in phase 1. That's where you're at your most vulnerable point. And if that happens and you get Gandalf, then you're in good shape. Kill the Nazgul in 1 turn, and you're off to the races, and you've got it. So, hopefully that is helpful to anyone who's struggling with this quest, or at least entertaining if you're not struggling with this quest, or even if you are, hopefully it was entertaining. And this would have been a very solid win if I just made 1 decision differently, and I'm going to post the game even though it's not a real win, to illustrate the importance of small decisions in games, and to entertain. And then hopefully the guide will be useful. So, thank you for watching.